Welcome to Author Transformation Stories. This is Som Batla. I'm author of 22 books and a founder of Author Freedom Hub, which is a community of aspiring authors where we write, publish, and market our books. And today with us, we have Ms. Geeta El Sahai from Delhi. She's a author, filmmaker, she's a scriptwriter, a lot of hats she's wearing. And she joined my community in the month of August 2020, and she came out with two wonderful books, one in March 21, other one in July 21. And one of the book, which I just show the screen right now, let me show that. And this book on the screen is When Goodbye Begins, the first book. I'm proud to say that she was nominated as an author by LitFest 2021. Let me share that the screen. Look at the screen here. Yes, LitFest 2021, honorary speaker. And look at this. And yes, medals. Wonderful. So great, Geeta, to have you on the show. Wonderful
Thank
journey
you.
you have. Awesome, awesome to have you. And
Thank you, first of all, Somji, for inviting me, and I thank you from the deep corner of my heart. Thank you.
my pleasure to have you there. So let's start the discussion. Let's get started with your journey. I mean, you are author of two books now, and you're nominated by LitFest 2021 as a author. So, where did the journey begin of writing? Were you a born writer, or you just shifted something? What happened exactly? Tell about your background, and we'll then take the nuggets from there.
Yeah, I was born in Allahabad but brought up in Delhi, and from the very beginning, Somji, I was interested in writing. If I go back in years, I think it was in school. And when I remember when Miss Jacob was my English teacher, and she asked me, "What do you want to become?" So all of us, she was asking. We were in 10th, I think, or 9th. So at that time also, I said I want to become a journalist. And she was shocked for a second because nobody used to say journalist, because everybody knew that what's the life of a journalist is so hard. And but my if I say so that my eldest brother, there is huge age difference between us. He used to go and prepare for UPSC exams at British Council Library, and I used to tag along with him. I was in fifth or sixth only, and he used to study there, and I used to just flip through the pages of the books. And I always used to dream one day my book should be there, one day my book should be there. That was, I think I was born with this to share my story, and I always had this inkling that I will write someday.
Great, great,
So
great.
that was
Wonderful.
it.
Wonderful. So you were like from childhood, you had a desire to write something, and you were at the age of when you're in fifth standard, you're going to libraries and reading the books. Awesome. So that's a long, long drawn dream of yours. Awesome. So when you started your career, talk about your background. What kind of because you have got this award, you are a filmmaker, mental health campaigner. Talk about your journey and how your books are really getting something real out of you, which can really help the world. Talk about that.
Uh, mm, I'm like a mental health campaigner, because there was somebody in my family who had this ailment. And again, it is all childhood memory, and it is said that childhood memory is very strong with everybody. One becomes that. So I saw that happening, and from that time, I always thought it was there in the subconscious mind somewhere. But when I became a journalist, like immediately after my post graduation, I had to take up a job because my father retired, and there was, I mean, I'm sharing it with everyone that there was severe financial crisis at home. So even my college education was done by this eldest brother of mine with whom I used to tag along. So he used to pay for my education because my father retired the day I passed out from my school. And he had huge loan from which he built up the house where he stayed, and in Delhi. And so he had to pay them, and pension of a government employee at that point of time was pretty less. And we were five of us siblings. So the eldest one was only at that point of time, the eldest one and sister was only working. So it was very hard times for us. I remember that even like to take DTC bus at times, I did not have money. I had to borrow money from somebody. So
Very
those
tough
were the
journey.
times. So immediately after some or the other, I did complete, because then my father and my brother, they wanted me to complete for UPSC. They said, no, you must do MA, complete your MA and do UPSC. But the fact is, which I shared with them also, you can't study with this. Like I couldn't, people do it, but I couldn't when you see that everybody else around you, they are not happy financially. So I wanted to take the job as soon as possible after my post-graduation. And immediately after my post-graduation, I took up a job in a newspaper. I became a reporter over there, and my journalistic journey continued for a certain number of years. And then I joined television in mid 90s. My journalism began in mid 80s, and then in mid 90s, I joined in, television with Mr. Karan Thapar, with home television. And then I joined audio industry because home television collapsed. So I became program director for World Space Satellite Network, Radio Gandhar, which was a Hindustani classical station.
Amazing.
And while that I was heading that channel, I interviewed a lot of maestros like Pandit Ravi Shankar, Ustad Amjad Ali Khan Sahab. And there's a book that after that I got it out. Like this is the book. I don't know whether one can see or not.
Yeah. What is the name? Yeah, tell us.
It's called Beyond Music, Maestros in Conversation.
Okay, great.
And
Great.
this was published by Neogi Books
Okay.
long back.
Great, great.
So
And you
that
mentioned
after-
that you had one movie or some show which is going on Disney Plus Hotstar. I remember.
Yeah, it is still like a movie. I made it just 2 years ago, 1 year ago rather, and it is on mental health, Alzheimer's.
Awesome.
Because when I saw people abandoning their parents because they had dementia and Alzheimer's, and they would not understand that what is dementia, what is Alzheimer's. It is just not forgetting things. People generally say कि भूल नहीं तो होता है डिमेंशिया में, नहीं भूलना नहीं होता है, बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं उसमें. And what happens is like generally people, they mistake that or they misunderstand that dementia, and they call that person as well, I don't want to use this word, but
Right.
mentally ill,
Yeah.
and they throw them out of the houses, particularly women. When I saw that, it touched my heart. I said, we must do it. So I wanted to create, I know one film cannot create an awareness, but
Right.
I did made many short films on different topics of mental health, many short films, and they were telecast on television. I thought even if I can change the psychology or the perception of one person, it would be enough for me. So,
Absolutely.
because it's a crusade, it's a campaign. You cannot bring overnight changes in a person's perception. So I made that film. But simultaneously, along with journalism, I was writing and continuously writing short stories, which I did not give it posted to for publication,
Okay.
except one story which got published long back. I did not, I kept on writing and I kept on preserving, thinking that one day I'm going to have a book published. So when I joined you last year, because it was COVID and lockdown and everything, and I had left my job also in 2019. So then I thought, now I need some strength and somebody to guide and mentor me. And I'm grateful to you, Mr. Butler, definitely, because I had no idea of self-publishing. I had got my books published through traditional publishers, but that takes hell of a long time. And I thought at this age, if I wait for traditional publisher, I'll be gone.
Yeah, wonderful. Yes.
So I said, no, I want to publish. And thank you to you for
Great,
giving me
great.
that insight.
Wonderful. What an inspiring journey you have. You, since the age of very young age, thinking writing a book, then you went into the job, then you did into different parts of different aspects of media, radio, or audio, television, newspaper, everywhere. So great journey. And finally,
I've
uh,
experimented with all media forms, and it's all because of that hunger and that to do something, and circumstances forced me to do it to have my own livelihood, because you know that, I mean, you can't work empty stomach. You have to have a livelihood. You have to have
absolutely
sustenance. So that was forced upon me to go to office and work. So that was there.
awesome. So you did not have any idea about self-publishing. You were thinking that publishing is done by only publishers, and you have to give the manuscript, wait for their response for years, months or years, and then
Yeah,
they approve it. If they approve it, then you'll publish.
yeah.
So how did you feel like self-publishing made you feel like empowered that you could take charge of your life on your own and keep on publishing? What kind of feeling is coming to your mind, coming to your heart as to by taking this journey?
No, I feel very elated that I could publish two books in within a span of 6 months. Yes,
Mm,
definitely these stories were written earlier. I had to polish them
like,
because I told you I was writing continuously but not getting them published.
mm,
So these stories were written earlier, but I polished them. I got them edited, and then with your advice and everything, I learned it gradually how to go in for self-publishing, how to do this, how to do marketing, how to put it on KTP, how to what is the font size to be used.
right.
So everything from A to Z, I learned it,
Mm,
and because earlier traditional publisher just writing and giving the manuscript to them.
yes.
They do the editing, they do the designing of the book, the layout of the book, everything was done by them, but
Yes.
not by us. But this here, everything is taught by you and learned by us and then implemented by us. That was a great boon.
Awesome.
It
So
was
entrepreneur journey begins, right?
authentication begins.
So let's talk about your book, Goodbye Begins,
When
right?
goodbye begins.
When Goodbye Begins. What does it mean? Why this title? What do you want to convey with this book? Who should be reading this book? Talk about that.
This book has different stories. There are 5 stories, and all stories are somewhat like I write whatever I experience and see in the world. When Goodbye Begins is about dementia, and so it is not only the person who suffers, but it's a journey of caregivers also. Imagine you are sitting with your spouse, and at the end of at times you recognize her, at times you do not. And so the title story is about that. And in the end, he says, the character, the protagonist says, but this is for my wife. Where is my wife? And wife is sitting right in front. So how will one feel? It's devastating for that caregiver that you are not even recognizing that is the situation that goes. Then there are other stories about death of a memory, which is uh, about relationship growing apart and breaking down. And then there is another story about mental health. Again, the girl witnessing her father losing sanity. And why what had happened was that, if you remember, there were riots and there was a rape case in nearby Delhi,
Mhm.
which
Yeah.
was, so his sister was raped. And that was a shock. And he was a genius. Like, surprisingly, Somji, the since I work as a volunteer with mental illness, mental patients.
Mhm.
So I found them extraordinarily genius. Most of them are genius. They have some creative ability. Either they write or they draw, or even if they had been doctors, they were exceptionally bright, talented doctors. And I remember my father always used to say there is a thin line difference between sanity and genius. he always used to say that there's a very whisker thin difference between sanity and being a genius. And that's what I see when I meet them. They're all a genius, but they've crossed the border somehow or the other. So these stories
can you,
are
good.
about
Like
them.
when somebody is declared as a mentally ill, and as you're saying, your father's saying that when there is a very thin line difference, I can understand. I mean, but just try to elaborate it more. Like if you're meeting those kinds of people on a regular basis, what makes you think that why people declare them as insane or mentally ill, and whereas in reality they have some different kind of perception about life or different understanding? Could you just give some more perspective about it so that people who are going through these problems or who are having people around them with these kinds of ailments, they should connect more?
That is because you see, हम केमिकल उसमें नहीं जाते हैं कि ब्रेन में कुछ लोचा आ जाता है. हम let's not go because that's too technical, that's too medical. There are two juices in the brain, that is serotonin and one more. That उसमें dopamine उसमें कुछ आ जाता है, then something कुछ एक तार टूट जाता है, so it is said. But they feel like us, they talk like us. I mean, and one should not. Under medication, they are under control. There is no difference. But yet, a lot of us, like we, I mean, I don't want to say, but people like us, they believe and they say that they would rather stigmatize the family. But that's not good. Why should you stigmatize the society, the family, and the person? It's none of his or her fault, and the family should not be labeled as such. So that is the main thing. Otherwise, the people are perfectly fine. They won't even say anything to you. They are very they're very cooperative under medication. I mean, if the mental illness, like the different forms, like schizophrenia, if you have, so obviously you do need medication. For other mental health issues also, you do need medication, fine, but it is under control. It is kept under control because there's some medication psychiatrists, they do treat it.
So this is really life-touching stories of real-life incidents where you captured the tragedy as well as what is the depth of that. Yep. Wonderful. So talk about this LitFest 2021 award which you got because of this book. Why you were nominated and what exactly was that?
I don't know why I was nominated. I cannot give answer because the jury can give answer to that. Yep. But yes, I was surprised when I received that email from them saying that this book, When Goodbye Begins, has been nominated for NE 8X LitFest. And I felt very, very elated, very happy that without my doing anything, they noticed the book and they have given the award. And Sahitya Samman also they have given to me. So definitely, but why did they nominate? Perhaps because in my profile or in the book introduction, I have written that these stories are about life. These stories are about hope. One should never lose hope. That is what. Even I have gone through so many things. I mean, I just told you the superficial level, but if one has to travel and to see what financial difficulties one has undergone, what family breakup is, and then but I never lost hope.
Yes. So your life itself is a life of transformation, traveling from one level to a different level and then still not giving up. And this book, had you been waiting for publishers, this award wouldn't have come to you. Published the book, it became available on Amazon and people saw it and you got this email, wonderful email, right?
But should I tell you one thing? Had I waited for traditional publishers, I don't know whether it would have got ever published or not.
Yes, that's a hard truth. Yes, people keep on waiting for years.
Because one has to earn, because whose books are published? आप उठा के देख लीजिए किनकी किताबें पब्लिश होती हैं. अननोन की नहीं होती है, बहुत कम होती है.
Yeah, there was a study which shows that 96% of manuscripts submitted to publishers get rejected. Now I say that after speaking to many publishers, Now books are published of people who are already celebrities, influencers, who have a following already, so that their royalties and their publisher share is already guaranteed. Yes,
Yeah.
that's the hard truth. So
Yeah.
wonderful. Self-publishing is the way to really bring your message out, so that you don't keep it lying inside your head for years in just waiting for the publishers. Wonderful journey of your life you shared. Wonderful coverage of your book you shared. Now let's talk about some transformations as an author. So not knowing anything about the self-publishing and then publishing and then uh, doing all these things on your own, what kind of challenges you face and what kind of breakthroughs you experienced those by going through those challenges. Talk about them a little bit.
There were many, as I mentioned earlier, there were many challenges. The first of all, being ignorant about it, that was a challenge. And to breaking that, it was a glass ceiling for me. I broke that glass ceiling that no one can get published, and that is also there. The second thing was mm, like how to market it.
Mm.
And I'm still not very good at it. Sorry for I'm saying it to you, but
Right.
I have to learn it.
Yes.
Because I feel hesitant, though you keep saying that one should not, it's a social service you are doing and all that.
Mm.
But I'm an introvert by nature.
Mm.
And so I hesitate in selling my own stuff.
Mm.
Otherwise, I would have sold a lot of things which I think are much better than other people. I'm being modest, yes, but other things also I would have sold. But I'm a very poor market person.
This
But I'm
transformation is still
learning.
pending. This marketing
That-
transformation is still
yeah,
pending.
that
You're on the way.
transformation,
You're on the way.
I need your guidance for that to brainwash me and
Yes,
to
yes,
delete
yes.
my full stops there.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
they are
So yeah, like first limiting belief people have is that I can't publish myself,
there. Yeah.
right? The next belief is that I can't sell my books. How will people? Because selling is has a bad connotation in our society. That somebody is selling something, it means he's trying to get some benefit out of it. But my opinion about selling is that when you have really something valuable which can change the lives of people, then selling is a service. And imagine Litfest has noticed your book and you did not publish, now you publish that. Why did they award you? Reason are that this book has a transformational stories which can change the lives. Imagine this book reaching to thousands and lakhs of people, those lives will be getting transformed. So when we look the marketing from that perspective, marketing becomes a bliss, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
yeah,
What to do,
so
but what to do, Mr. Somvatla, if one is an introvert? One has to
yeah,
come out of that shell to
yes.
sell it.
So got it. So let's now talk about you talked briefly about my coaching program. We have a community, we have weekly sessions, we have courses. What kind of whole the combination of this 3C model, coaching, community, courses? Did you get some kind of new friends in this community who helped you as a community member, or you what kind of experience was in the weekly sessions? Talk about that a little bit.
Weekly sessions are very good because it rejuvenates. And repeating is learning and relearning because we tend to forget over a period of time. But weekly sessions always remind us that this is the thing, this is my goal, this is your goal. Like the goals are magnified over there. So one comes with that. They're very good. Even other sessions which you have like Publithon on etc. I think they're very good for writers. They force people to write, and I think we all need that. Somebody sitting on their head कि आपको लिखना है और 3 महीने में किताब आनी चाहिए. So I think even those are very good. It does transform a person to a great extent, to be very honest, because your life becomes regular. And you start thinking in terms of being an author, writing, forming a community, because there are other people also who are writing just like you. So one can always discuss things with them. "Acha, hum yahan par atak gaye, so what do I do?" So these things are there.
Yes. So
The
precisely,
community as such.
it's an author zone which you get into, and
Yeah.
you don't feel like secluded. you feel like you're in an environment of authors, and there the journey becomes, because everybody is on the same path, common goal. And that's why in the regular life also, when we people find people like us, we keep on going on that path. In the journey of authorship, it's a lonely journey. But if we have people around us, we are doing the same thing, it seems like a regular thing, as you rightly said.
Yeah.
So great to know about your life, about your journey, about your author journey, challenges, transformations, and whatever is pending right now. It's your job to figure out that. You will also do that in the marketing world, I know that. So it was really great to have you on the show. You shared really good value nuggets, and your book journey was really good. So let me just for a moment talk to audience. My friend, if you're watching this channel, watching this interview for some time, you understand that how Geeta has gone through a different life journey, and she overcame all challenges, and she was not able to. She was able to figure out the self-publishing despite being ignorant of that, and she's now figuring out the marketing. If you're someone who is thinking of writing a book, if you're someone whose head is filled with a lot of ideas, experience, life wisdom, but waiting for somebody else to publish your book, then I invite you to test out our Author Freedom Hub, where you will be taking the whole charge of your life as an author, and you'll be shining out in the world, and people will start to notice you as people noticed Geeta Sai through this award, right? So, and if you are someone who is looking for life transformation stories about different real life incidents which are tragic for the people, and how these emotionally drained people, and how to have a hope in these tough times, then I invite you to read the books of Geeta Sai, because you'll be finding a lot of value nuggets over there in terms of getting hope about the life. So with that, I think we should be ending this session. So before we leave this session, Ms. Geeta Sai, why don't you tell the audience with a parting piece of advice of yours so that they could live with that message?
I don't want to give any advice. I just want to thank you and ask my audience to never lose hope, because life is a challenge, life is a battle, but every battle can be won if we have confidence in ourselves, and if we just keep on marching ahead with the goal. Like जैसे भागवत गीता में भी कहा है अर्जुन ने कि एक आंख अपनी आंख बस एक पर रखनी चाहिए. So whatever is there in your heart, whether you want to become a writer, you want to become an artist, or you want to become anything, just be focused, and the circumstances will take care itself. Just struggle, be strong, and compete with the old self. There is no other competition, but one's own self is the competitor.
Awesome. Wonderful advice. One has to be committed towards one goal, the one big thing, like Machli ki aankh, as you said, and universe starts to conspire to make that happen for you. Wonderful, and thank you so much for being here on the show. It was really a pleasure to have you, and wish you all the best for your future books.
Thank you. Thank you.